Hello everyone, welcome to This Day. It is Tuesday, July 25th. I'm Michael Taylor. We have an interesting show for you today. Folks who might be struggling with their eyesight, thinking there might be something wrong. We have Harvard Eye Associates on with Dr. Elaine Wang. She's going to be talking about the telltale signs of glaucoma, how we can do early detection and treatment, and also a clinical trial that's coming here to the West Coast that you might be interested in, so stay tuned for that. Also, the Village Music Club is going to be debuting a brand new band, the Village Wilburys Band, and we're going to get a sneak peek at their show that's going to be coming up in August, so make sure to watch for that one. I want to stay informed here. Hey folks, we want you to make sure you are picking up the clips correctly. So Landscaping Services Department wants you guys to know that weekly gardening clipping pickup is available. You can call the resident services before noon on Thursday, 949-597-4600. They will pick it up on Friday morning. Make sure you place your clippings as close as you can to the curb for them, make it easier. Please do not put them in the organic recycle bins. That is not where the clippings go, so make sure you're not doing that. Let's take a look outside at that weather. If you're outside gardening or whatever you might want to do today, it's already sunny, it's already nice, and it's going to be sunny and 85 today. We're going to have a little bit of a warm up again tomorrow, and then we kind of get kind of even. Everything just kind of levels off. 85, mostly sunny, mostly sunny, mostly sunny. By Saturday and Sunday, we're going to get a little bit cooling. We might see a return of those monsoonal clouds that we had last Sunday. That might come back a little bit over the weekend. We're not sure yet, but it's a possibility, so that might cool us off a little better and make it a little easier to go outside. Let's take a look at our sunrise and our sunset. Our sunrise was 5:58 this morning, 7:56. The days are getting a little shorter, and it's still nice out, still plenty of sun. Summer's still with us. This is down at Crystal Cove State Park. This picture was sent to us by Marcus Skinner, so thank you, Marcus, for sending that in. If you'd like to send in a picture, get your picture on television, and get your name announced, you can do that. Just email us, lagunawoodsvillagetv@gmail.com. Make sure you include your name, where you took the shot, just like Marcus did, and make sure you take it horizontally so it fits on our screen great. We'd appreciate it. We'd love to have it on, put it on the air for you, and send them in when you can. All right, let's take a look at our meetings. We got one canceled and one going on, so make sure you get out there for those. And when we come back, we'll be talking to Dr. Elaine Wang from Harvard Eye Associates. Stay with us.
Looking for a change of scenery? You don't have to play golf to enjoy all that 19 Restaurant and Lounge has to offer. From a delicious breakfast menu to our delectable lunch and dinner specials. At 19 Restaurant and Lounge, there is something for everyone. Relax with your friends and family and take in the beautiful view from our spacious patio. Or enjoy a cocktail and appetizer in our lounge. 19 Restaurant and Lounge is a great place to socialize, enjoy a meal, or simply take in the view. Join us 7 days a week and experience Laguna Woods' exclusive dining experience.
Did you hear the big news? The FDA announced the over-the-counter hearing aid program. It's been 6 years in the making. And what does that mean to you if you wear hearing aids or if you're thinking about wearing hearing aids for the first time? Most people are asking themselves, what is an over-the-counter hearing aid? Would it work for me? Where do I get them to try? How much do they cost? For over 40 years, Advanced Ear Care has been helping answer questions just like this. Call us today and find out more. And remember, tell them Stuart sent you.
Living and learning in Laguna Woods Village is a unique experience. For over 45 years, the Emeritus Institute has provided tuition-free college classes within your community. Join us to experience expert faculty, quality academics, and to make friends through the Emeritus Institute. New classes start every semester, and you can join nearly any time. Visit us anytime at saddleback.edu/emeritus. Learn, live, and thrive with the Emeritus Institute.
Welcome to Harvard Eye Associates. We're focused on your eye care at all 3 of our Orange County locations.
Our new location in Laguna Hills, Orange, and San Clemente.
Each facility features the latest in advanced technology and diagnostic equipment.
And a trusted collection of doctors that care about your vision and your quality of life.
We deliver what matters to you and your family.
Harvard Eye Associates, the future of vision today.
We want to welcome Dr. Elaine Wang from Harvard Eye Associates. Thanks for joining us. We have a big topic today on glaucoma and some other stuff too.
Right. Thank you for having me here.
And so just a little refresher in terms of what is basically, glaucoma is a leading cause of blindness for people over 60, right? So
right. That's exactly right. In the world, glaucoma is the leading cause of irreversible blindness in the world. And in the United States, it's the second cause just after macular degeneration. But the risk for people who are 60 years and older is 9 times higher compared to people who are younger. So it's definitely much increased. And glaucoma is irreversible, unlike cataract. When people have cataract, you hear from your families and friends, they get surgery and then they see a lot better.
I could see the next day. I walked out and it was like I was a new man, right?
That's exactly right. Unfortunately, glaucoma doesn't work quite like that. Glaucoma is something that causes permanent damage, and the damage is on the nerve that connects your eye to the brain. And everybody, when they hear the word glaucoma, they probably heard people talking about pressure in the eye being high, and that is the pressure in the eye that's causing the nerve damage.
Which I didn't know that high blood pressure and high blood pressure in the eye were two different things. I learned that recently.
That's exactly right. High blood pressure and high pressure inside the eye are two completely separate things. Even though in special cases, maybe it can affect the blood pressure can affect the eye pressure, but think of the eye pressure more like the pressure you feel if you push a balloon that's inflated. So it's unrelated to whatever's outside. It's whatever air you put inside the eye.
Don't do that to your eye to test that theory.
Yeah, exactly. Do not try that.
So people shouldn't associate, I don't have high blood pressure, so I don't need to worry about glaucoma, right?
You're absolutely right.
So what are some of the things that people can do in terms of early detection, and is there prevention? Can you stop it in its tracks?
Right. So I wish there's a way that people can detect glaucoma. Most of the time, like I highlighted on that slide, majority of people actually do not have any symptoms when they have glaucoma. They don't have pain, they don't have any irritation or redness. Some of the symptoms in severe stages people can tell is tunnel vision. So they actually still see 20/20 if they're looking at an eye chart in a doctor's office, but they're not seeing anything on the side.
The peripheral kind of goes away, that side eye.
That's exactly right. In very horrible cases, people can get T-boned in car accidents because they're actually not seeing big objects coming at them.
So if people are noticing that they're having to turn their head more to see things, is that kind of like, maybe I should go to a eye doctor, go see, or if there's, let's see on the slides here, you talked about there's that tunnel vision, there's maybe some blurry spots that are permanently blurry spots in that vision too?
That's right. It's usually not transient. If you blink your eye and the symptoms go away, that's completely different. But if they're persistent, you're noticing a gray patch or even a black patch in the periphery of your vision. In very rare cases, it could be kind of towards the middle of the vision. That's something that's really, really alarming, and you should go see a doctor to look at to have it looked at. But the highlight is most people do not have symptoms, and they should just be screened yearly to make sure they're ahead of the game.
Okay, and what can be done? What can be done to slow it down? In what ways can there be any kind of treatment?
Right, so there are actually many options we do now to treat glaucoma. Traditionally, we always start with eye drops. You've heard if you have families and friends with glaucoma, they're using 1 drop, 2 drops, 3 drops, up to 5 drops a day throughout the day. And that's the old way of doing it. Nowadays, based on new clinical trials and technology, we actually push for having laser, a non-invasive laser that's done in a clinic prior to any surgical intervention. It's the least invasive intervention that we could do in the clinic for you. It's called the laser trabeculoplasty. It's actually been around for decades of time. And nowadays, it's just based on more research on it and long-term follow-up data. We actually recommend that being considered hand in hand with drops, sometimes even as the first option.
So what do the drops do? Do they lower the pressure in the eye?
That's exactly right. Drops are used in the eye to lower eye pressure. They do that through many different mechanisms that I wouldn't bore you with, but it's on a molecular level where it either helps the eye to drain fluid better or reduces the fluid production. And the laser does similar things. People, when they think of laser, they immediately turn to LASIK or lasers that burn something, cut something. This is not what this laser do. The laser trabeculoplasty, or SLT, actually does not invade anything. It doesn't cut anything open, doesn't cause bleeding or inflammation. What it does is actually rejuvenizing the system in the eye. That's the plumbing system that gets rid of waste fluid to allow more efficient outflow from the inside of the eyeball to the outside and kind of deflate the balloon in a little bit to reduce pressure that way.
Now, previously to this treatment, there's also was glaucoma surgery that people had done, and what was that? What did that entail? Or is that still something that we were doing to this day?
Yeah, glaucoma surgery are still reserved for people who are more severe, and these are surgeries reserved for people who has gone through multiple drops trials and multiple lasers and still don't have their pressure improved,
So
which
it's
can
kind of
happen.
a last resort.
That's
then.
exactly right.
Okay.
So we tend to do laser now much earlier in the treatment process.
All right, so let's get back to this laser, like you said, and there's a trial going on that you wanted to talk a little bit about with this technique.
Yeah, that's exactly right. We're actually very proud to be one of the 20 sites that's nationally involved in doing this. This is a National Eye Institute headed trial. So it's not one of those pharmaceutical commercial trials. This trial legitimately is initiated by a group of glaucoma doctors who are very, very interested in learning, since the laser works very well, can we do it in a more efficient and safer way? So the whole idea is, in the past, when we offered the laser, we do it once, and then if it works, great. But the effect of the laser do wear off over time. Then we offer it again as a repeat treatment, hopefully to enhance the treatment from the first time. But if the second time also wear off or doesn't work, at that time we would say, you're probably not a good candidate anymore. But nowadays, we like to see if we lower the initial treatment energy, but offer the laser repeatedly every year, regardless, whether that's going to be more of a long-lasting and safer way. So based on preliminary data, a whole lot more people who's treated with the low energy but annual repeat style actually maintain to be not having to use any eye drops in order to have their pressure still under very well control.
What do they think? I know it's a clinical trial, so they don't know yet, but what is the theory that they're working under in terms of the lower energy? Why would that make a difference in terms of higher energy, the lower energy? Is it less invasive or less impactful on the eye?
Yeah, so each time when less energy is delivered to the eye, the level of inflammation is triggered. There is some level of inflammation. The lower the energy, the lower inflammation you are doing it. But it's almost like, think of it as a facial treatment. If a lady is going to a spa, it works much better if you kind of do it regularly instead of do it once every 2 years, right? So you can see maintaining the effect is much better than doing a extreme exfoliation every 2 years. So that's kind of the similar idea. If we keep it, and also another analogy would be taking your car for maintenance, right? If your car, you drive it and it broke down, it takes much more effort to restore it than taking it to maintenance every few months and make sure it's doing what it's supposed to do and safer that way.
So for this trial, who are you looking for in terms of candidates that would work for this trial that's going on?
Yeah, this is definitely a trial designed for adults, and we're specifically looking for a group of people who is newly diagnosed as glaucoma or high pressure in the eye, but not glaucoma yet. They're in the conversion process that needs treatment. And these patients cannot have previous treatment. So in other words, if they've been treated on drops or lasers before, unfortunately they won't qualify for this particular trial. But if you're one of those, your optometrist told you, hey, I think you may have glaucoma, then you might be a perfect candidate. We would invite these kind of patients to come in for us to screen you further and identify whether your suspicion is bad enough that we need actually to treat you to prevent you from converting to more severe glaucoma. And these patients, if they need treatment, this would be a perfect trial for them.
Now I want to be clear about this. In this trial, we're not talking about a cure, right? But this is a prevention. We're kicking the can down the road in terms of like keeping someone's eyesight intact as long as possible during these treatments.
That's exactly right. You got it 100% right. Glaucoma is not something we can eradicate per se. We cannot cure it. We maintain it by lowering the pressure. So the theory is the lower your pressure stays, the longer it stays low, the more vision we can preserve.
And so people shouldn't be calling you guys up. They need a referral on this, right?
That's
so it's either through, if you've diagnosed someone, they're at Harvard or at some other optometry center, then they're going to be able to maybe give a reference to you. So if people are considering that, they shouldn't be calling you guys.
That's right. We have internal optometrists that are happy to do the screening part, actually. So if you do call us, we can schedule an appointment to screen you and see if you are eligible for the trial. If you're just if you're decided that you are eligible for the trial, then you go through my clinic to do the whole trial evaluation.
Terrific. Well,
Yeah.
Like you said, people should be going in there anyway for their regular maintenance
That's
and making
right.
sure they're getting these checkouts, especially since
Absolutely.
this is something that, like you said, most people can't detect on their own.
They
wouldn't
can
even know.
detect, and the down the road, if you let it go, if you were to actually have glaucoma, is blindness. So we
Right.
want to prevent that.
I get that. Well,
Yeah.
Dr. Elaine Wang, Harvard Eye Associates, thank you so much for joining us
Thank
and
you for
talking about
having
this
me. It's my
very
pleasure.
interesting clinical trial. It's
Thank you.
terrific.
Yeah.
All right, when we come back, we're going to be hearing from, through magic of television, we're going to transform this studio into a concert hall, and we're going to hear from the traveling Wilbury Village folks. All right, we'll be right back.
At Harvard Eye Associates
We are committed to your vision care.
and quality of life.
It's a commitment we don't take lightly.
Our trusted team of doctors provides specialized eye care using state-of-the-art technology.
We deliver what matters to you.
And your family.
Harvard Eye Associates, the future of vision today.
It's going to be a fun night of music on August 1st. Music Under the Stars with the Village Wilburys. I'm here with John Pearlstone. Thanks for coming. This is the band. We're going to hear from them in a minute. But tell me about the whole origin of this idea.
Okay. We put together the Village Music Club last year and did a lot of cover band sort of performances and stumbled into the world of tribute bands at that time. And it's just very different, and I find it very exciting and interesting. So I got heavily involved as a Bob Dylan tribute. And next thing I thought about is, wow, can we take some of the better, good musicians here in the village and build something and have a village tribute band? And so the first person I thought of was Lyle Sanders, because he's so talented and could do so many things. His voice sounds a little like Tom Petty. And that led to the natural progression of the Wilburys. And now you see the Village Wilburys, which is all the super group of, Petty and Orbison and Dylan and, Harrison. And and so that's how this all kind of came together. But we're always open and looking for other tribute bands. This is one that's just up and running and ready to play for you.
Yeah, so you made a super group based on a super group from the 90s and on. So
Super village group, yeah,
Super
exactly.
village group, that's amazing. So why the Wilburys? I mean, were you always attracted to the music? Is it just something that you really enjoyed?
I mean, I wish it had a more, exotic explanation, but I had been working on Dylan for quite a while, and
Okay.
I've always thought Lyle does a really good Tom Petty. So as I just stumbled into it, I met Roy, who's doing George Harrison, and he had mentioned about wanting to be more involved with tribute bands. He does some other work, and so it just kind of led piece by piece. It fell into place.
Well, like I said, we're going to hear from them in a minute, but I got to tell you, when I first bought their very first CD, fell in love right from the start. How could you not? Amazing music, amazing stuff. And when you guys are playing this, you get that feeling of like, hey, this is really feeling like the old band. This is what it was like, and you guys made your little super group here.
We're getting there, and I think when you watch us today, I just would like to really give props to the band. I mean, we don't perform till August 1st, and so we put this together. Thanks to Paul and the station for a chance to let everybody see what we're doing at Village Music Club. But we're getting there. I mean,
Right.
we talk a lot about how to really perform and bring that essence of what the real band brought. You're never going to replace those guys, but we can let you at least see some of the things you liked, and we're getting better and better at it, I think.
What do you hope this band does that maybe some other bands haven't been able to do, or like you said, you're making a super group?
It's kind of falling into place naturally once again. I kind of believe in fate these days, and that is we're getting contacted. I mean, the Traveling Wilburys are a very difficult band to tribute accurately. They have all the characters, and so we've actually talked to a couple agents, a couple venues outside the village who want to see our video and information. And Dylan is playing around the area, so we're hoping to take these guys and play around the area. But our loyalty's here in the village, so we're starting here August 1st, and hopefully put on a great show for everybody.
Now, how did you find everybody? I mean, you said you know a few of these people, but it seems to have come together with some really
Right,
experienced
if I can have a
musicians here.
second, I'll do a quick introduction. So Roy Temkin is doing George Harrison, and he and I have met through other music efforts. He's got some very successful bands, and we've stumbled across each other and built this together that way. Lyle Sanders is just, in a lot of ways, my hero. He kind of brought me along in the village bands, and he plays in a million bands and plays well in all of them. So he's doing the Tom Petty part. Jeff Grider plays in a number of bands in the village, and you know, if you come on August 1st, you'll see what Jeff can bring. There's only so much we can show today, but his ability to do Roy Orbison is unbelievable. Anybody who knows Roy Orbison's voice would know that that's not something almost anybody can do it.
No,
He does it well.
It's one amazing voice.
Right,
It's a
so
unique voice in rock and
show
roll.
up if no other reason just for that. He will deliver for you. And Joe Rickus plays in a number of village bands. He plays everything, so he stepped in a bassist, and he even looks a little like Jeff Lynne. So it just fits naturally. But that's where these guys all came together, mostly playing together at different venues. But you know, the Dylan thing kind of, I thought it might. It's kind of created a little foundation that we can build some other tribute bands on.
Okay, well, it's going to be August 1st. It's going to be Music Under the Stars at Clubhouse 1. Enough talking. We're going to go to a break, and then we're going to hear from the band.
Thanks for having us. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Do you want the government to take control of your assets and your legacy, or do you want to take control? Ellis Carlson Law is well positioned because we have a team of estate planning attorneys. You call us, we sit down with you, and we will define what is the customized estate plan that properly protects your legacy.
I'd like to personally thank L.S. Carlson Law for all my family's estate planning needs. I highly recommend them to everyone.
Hi, I'm Linda Honey. I'd be happy to help you and your family. Please call us today.
Hi there, we're Orange County Labs. Please call us today for your VIP concierge phlebotomist in-home lab collection appointment. We simply come to you in the safety and convenience of your very own home for any lab test. As a covered benefit at no cost to you, we will draw your blood for your physician with results the very next day. One call to Orange County Labs does it all. We look forward to seeing you all soon.
Up and battered around, being set up without being shut down. You're the best thing that I've ever found. Handle me with care. I've been uptight and made a mess, but I'll clean it up myself, I guess. I see a love that money just can't buy. I'm looking from you. I drift away. I pray that you are here to stay. On a beautiful day, the sun beat down and the radio on. I was driving, trees flew by, old me and Dale was singing, little runaway. I was flying, yeah, running down a dream, doing what I do in this misery, and I wonder. She will stay, my little runaway, run, 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 run away. Knocking it's alright.
They are the Village Wilburys. They're going to be at Music Under the Stars on August 1st. Make sure you get out there. John, how fun is it playing this music?
It's great, especially with guys from the Village, and started from scratch here within the Village, brought a couple other guys in to fill some roles, and it's what the Village Music Club is all about, trying to find ways to make things more fun for people in and with other professionals outside the Village.
That's amazing. Really great music. Next best thing to seeing the real band, so get out there August 1st, Music Under the Stars. Why don't you guys play us out?
All right, thanks. 1, 2, 3.
Hi there, it's Bob Eubanks. You probably know me from the Newlywed Game, but what you may not know is I'm the only living person to have produced a Beatles show all 3 years they toured America. I've put together a great show called Backstage with the Beatles. I tell seldom or never before heard stories that lead up to music with a Beatle band on stage with me, Ticket to Ride. We're going to be here, Laguna Woods, in the Pack, September 23rd at 7 p.m.
I hope you enjoyed the band there. They sound fantastic, and make sure to see them in August. I want to do a couple announcements for you before we go. Theater Guild, they are going to be having auditions for a showcase they're going to be doing on September 21st, but the auditions are going to be July 26th from 1 to 4 at PAC. So you don't have to worry about memorizing lines, and it's just going to be kind of a fun thing to get together and do. So you can contact either Sandy O'Connor with that email or Barbara Powell on that one. And another one I want to tell you about is Eyes on History with John Cornell. And he is a Pulitzer Prize winning photographer, and he has done journalism around the world. He's going to be sharing some photos and telling the stories behind those photos. 6:30 refreshments, and 7 p.m. the Q&A and the pictures start. It's free to all residents. So let's take a look outside. The weather is pretty nice today. It's going to get a little warmer tomorrow, but really kind of even middle 80s. Further inland you go, of course, it's going to be a lot warmer on the desert. They're suffering with those triple digits, and they have the threat of the monsoon storms that are going out in the mountains and deserts. But we are just getting that humidity from that monsoonal flow, and it's going to be warm for us. And I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day. You're watching This Day. Make sure you make this day a great one. Thanks for joining us.
Are you struggling to hear in your noisy dining room? Do you have to pause and think about what people are saying so you can figure out the words? Do you find yourself lost in conversations? Can you hear but you don't understand the words people are saying? You need to get on the Ark. No, not Noah's Ark. This is Stewart's Ark hearing aids with artificial intelligence. You will never know how much better you can hear until you listen to the clear sound and noise right in our office. Call us today. Don't miss the boat, and tell them Stewart sent you.